What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. I'm so excited today. We have some Valentine's Day tea to get into. Okay? Now, before we get into this Valentine's Day tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally, child, everywhere else. Okay? I'm really excited. I am. Bitch, it's time to get the fuck up, okay? Because y'all know it's Valentine's Day. I'm baking up a fucking storm. This will be my second Valentine's Day that I'm actually baking for. Is this the second? Actually, I think this is the third Valentine's Day. Each Valentine's Day, I think things get much better. And I think that my ideas become more crisp. So I'm really excited to see what's going to come about today. It's going to be really simple. Y'all know how these podcasts go. These are update podcasts, not for us to be in here talking for about 30 minutes or whatever, okay? But we're going to get into my baking stuff. First of all, now I'm making some gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Plain and simple, you can't have Valentine's Day without having chocolate chip cookies. And bitch, y'all know the first thing that I'm going to say is that brown sugar, because it brings that chewiness out of that cookie. And I just love me a nice, soft, chewy fucking cookie, okay? So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to do extra chocolate chips just because I feel like the chocolate chips need to really be a standout point in the cookie. I really want it to be a standout point. So we're going to see how that comes about. It's just going to be a simple chocolate chip cookie recipe. And at some point, I'm definitely going to put my recipes on my website. I'm going to create a blog and then probably create a little, subtopic area that has the blogs, the links, the recipes, all that good shit. I'm going to implement that as this year goes on. It's not going to be something immediate. It's going to be done for sure by the holiday season so people can have my recipes. But I'm definitely getting them trademarked and copyrighted. So yeah, they're going to be mine. Okay? So we have the chocolate chip cookies, gluten-free specifically. Now I'm going to be doing sugar-free. Yeah, sugar-free. So I'm going to be doing sugar-free heart cakes. Now they're going to be mini cakes. You could say a cupcake if you want to, bitch, but no. It's going to be mini heart cakes in these beautiful heart-shaped pans, y'all. These are going to be amazing. Now, I'm definitely going to be making this cake from scratch, which is going to be really interesting. This is going to be the first time that I'm actually trying one of these sugar-free recipes. I wanted to do something more so of, I wanted to do the box, but I don't think that the box could capture what I wanted the ingredients in the cake to have. So making this essentially is something because I want my mother to be able to eat some of the bakery treats that I do make without them being extremely unhealthy. I'm going to at least limit some things. So I think, the gluten-free cookies in this it's going to be a plain white cake. It is. And honestly, I do love plain white cake. That is my favorite. What can I say? I am a simple bitch. Okay? I just feel like white cake, I don't know, it's the simplicity of it all. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we're definitely going to be doing that. I'm thinking actually about making this a funfetti type cake just because okay, so sidetrack here. Okay, funfetti cakes are very interesting to me because when you buy the cake mix, right? It already has the sprinkles in it and blah, 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 and all that good shit, right? So you would think, I'm gonna just get me a box of, cake mix and throw me some sprinkles in there and it's gonna be totally fine. No big deal. But no, that's not the fucking case. Now, what I've learned is if you're gonna make a funfetti cake, especially homemade, you wanna put your sprinkles in some flour. That really helps the sprinkles from bleeding into the cake. I had no idea, but obviously me, I do a lot of research when it comes to baking and my cakes. My research may be, viewing people who are professionals and taking notes and learning from that, or taking notes for myself by actually doing things and then seeing how they come out. So I think that's the best method. I think you learn so much better through your fails, but also at the same time, you can do two things at once and, learn from someone else who knows how to do this and wants to help home bakers and things like that. So, being really attentive to people who are willing to give the information, I think that is going to be something super helpful in your bakery era. Because my bakery era, it's really turning into a home bakery. It is eventually going to become its own bakery. So Sweets the bakery. I'm sure the first one is probably going to be out in California, to be honest with you. But it's definitely giving. And I can't honestly, girl, I can't wait to see where it's going to go. But even just the little things such as the sprinkles being in the flour. People don't know that. And I've just seen people be so grateful for having their recipes work out and, their sprinkles aren't bleeding all into the cake. And, they're like, oh, I have a real funfetti cake now. Like, it's giving cute. And I'm like, yeah, girl, that's what you need to do. So I'm really excited to utilize a lot of these little things that I have in my bakery and really just kind of make them, well, I was going to say make them my own, but they are my own essentially, but they're also just kind of, it's cumulative. Again, like I said, two things coexist at once, taking my own notes, but also learning from others who are experienced. So can't wait for that. And yeah, girl. Okay, so back to what I was saying, because y'all know I got to do a little sidetrack thing every 5 minutes because the ADHD mind. So we have our cake, which is probably going to be funfetti. Y'all know how I get down. It's going to come out how it comes out in the end, but we got our funfetti heart-shaped mini cakes, and we have our gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Now, those are going to slap. Super simple. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is a red velvet cheesecake. Like, oh my fucking God. Girl, pause. Red velvet cheesecake. So, entirely homemade, like, from scratch. I mean, down. What's going to be interesting about this cake is the layer that I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make a layer of red velvet Chips Ahoy cookies. So I'm going to try to make the crust out of that, which is going to be really interesting. I'm not going to say how I'm going to do it because I know in my head that it's going to work out. And I don't want to not say it just in case it doesn't work out. I don't want to tell you because it is going to work out and it is going to become my own thing. Right? So, I mean, that's what the fuck I'm going to motherfucking do. It's going to be really, really interesting. Now, I can't tell you, obviously, what I'm going to do. Obviously, I have to pulsate down the cookies, right? And in my head, let's say you want to make very quick, easy cake pops. You don't want to start from scratch, make your cake. You know what I mean? So you're going to take, let's say, the Loft House cookies, right? The sugar cookies with the frosting on it that are absolutely bomb. You're just going to throw those inside of, a mixer or whatever, and you just pulsate those down. You add a block of cream cheese, and then you go on about your business with decorating your cake pops. I mean, it's a very simple recipe. So in my head, I'm kind of thinking, okay, the structure of the cake pops when it mixes with the frosting and the cake, I think that it makes such a beautiful texture. I think it's very soft, and it really just sticks together. And I think that the structure of the cookies pulsated down, I think they really will create a structure that is going to allow this red velvet cheesecake to really have this cakey, velvety, cheesecake type flavor, texture, taste, and look. So that's really what I'm going for. And it's going to be iconic. Obviously, I'm making my homemade red velvet filling for the cheesecake. It's going to be a heart-shaped cheesecake. This is going to be new. This is going to be interesting. I haven't actually done this, but girl, it's about to snap. Anywho, so I'm definitely going to obviously add my red dyes, my cocoa powder, use my cream cheese, my powdered sugar. If you do make these fillings, you obviously know what the ingredients are. But I really just want to make this different, but also classic, because red velvet is such a classic flavor. And what I like to do is I like to take a classic, recipe, whatever it may be, and add my own little spice to it. And I think with these cookies making that border at the bottom, that nice Chips Ahoy red velvet crust, I think it's going to be so moist and cakey, like as if it was actual cake. Because I'm thinking in my head, Cheesecake Factory cheesecakes. So though a lot of those cheesecakes I see have a nice layer of cake on them to begin with. So in my head I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I mean,